Yes, y'all. Welcome into this spooky holiday Halloween edition of the No More Podcast. It's your boys, your favorite Saturday brunch bunch, episode 159, total nonstop action. Gentlemen, how we living? How we feeling? Chris is the only one that put on orange and black today. Nobody dressed up. We didn't plan anything. We didn't do anything special. Donald, it's your favorite time of year, and you're over there like playing Jane. What the hell's going on?
He's got the decoration out.
I had these decorations out for a whole month. I'm not dressing up for shit. I did all dressing up this whole week, past 2 weeks, and all that stuff. I'm here to talk about.
So you give everybody else the effort. You know, you don't want to come on the show and give us the same love and attention and put forth the full effort that you do for everybody else on your haunted house Halloween run that you've been on for 75 days.
It do seem like I've been on it forever.
It gets longer and longer every year.
Pause.
I don't think that's how it works. But.
I mean, if you read the internet, that could be how it works.
Now, I'm ready to talk about wrestling.
We good?
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about wrestling. There's some shit I gotta get off my chest this week.
I knew it was going to be. We'll keep the intro short. Jay, you all right up there?
Good.
Okay, just trying to check the temperature, see where you're at right now. You look like you're still on your sleepy time bullshit, so we're good there.
Give me like 10-15 minutes, y'all. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. Well, so normally the intro, and then you'll be good to go, right? Okay, all right.
Then he'll power up like the Ultimate Warrior. Just shake the ropes a little bit.
Oh, you gave him the Ultimate Warrior vibes?
He's wearing the shirt.
That's funny. So last night, truth be told, I didn't watch any wrestling live last night. Donald, much like you, my daughter's favorite time of the year is Halloween, and last night was the FNAF movie. And those of you that are too old and don't know what FNAF is Five Nights at Freddy's. Came out in movie theaters, but it was also streaming live on Peacock. So we turned on Peacock to watch Saw 2 because I introduced her to Saw last week. Okay,
good man.
Right? She loved it. So she's like, "Can we watch the second one?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we turned on Peacock and saw that Five Nights at Freddy's was there. So we watched that. Yo, you parents out there that let your 5, 6, 7-year-olds play that video game whenever that shit was popping like 7, 8, 9 years ago. I don't know if it's still around or not. Yeah. But y'all need help because there's no way I would let my kid play that game back in the day. No way at all. And that's just for me watching the movie. I didn't even play the game.
I would.
So you play with a niece and nephew?
I would. It's a free household. Watch what you want to watch. I was allowed to, so hey. Look how I turned out.
Watching a movie, it's PG-13, right? The movie's PG-13, okay? So it's not like over the top, right, with stuff. But the storyline and it's creepy as hell. It's like if Chuck E. Cheese came to life and started murdering people, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So all them Chucky and all them dudes up there on stage that kids are terrified of, yeah, them all came to life and just started killing people. But the backstory is what's the creepy part, and how they come to life and everything else. Like, so if you're into that type of stuff, go ahead, hop on Peacock. Not a plug. Pause and pause.
Thumbs down. 2 thumbs up. Thumbs in the middle.
She really enjoyed it. It's more like her demographic. So, okay. 2 thumbs up from her. I'll give it a single thumb up. 1.5. And then afterwards we watched Saw 2. So I had a horror-filled night in my household. Needless to say, I had crazy dreams last night, and my wife said, "No more scary movies for you." I jumped up 4 a.m. and cold drink swinging. Like I was in there drinking. Like it was crazy.
It was real.
Were you murdering your co-host?
No.
He thought it was Matrix out there.
Yo, it was real.
It was real.
It was real. You want to know what she did last night whenever I popped up? This is how you know you don't get married. This is why I'm married with single friends. Okay. I pop up, I'm out there having it, right? Fighting for my life in this dream, right? Swinging everything. She's just gonna turn her head, just looking and roll back over and go back to sleep.
Like, I'm not dealing with you at 4 a.m.
Didn't ask for my blood pressure, nothing. All she did was roll over, go back to sleep, and then 10 a.m. this morning, she's gonna be, hey, listen, let's not do any more scary movies for you. So yeah. That's where I was at last night. I did watch SmackDown afterwards. I fast forwarded through most of the show that I didn't care about, but watched the other stuff. Didn't pay a single speck of attention to Rampage last night, which I got to go back on and watch because I wanted to watch Santana and Ortiz. But we'll dive into that in a little bit. I'm sure we'll touch on with everything else from Jabroni and Mount Rushmore for the week that was. So that was my night. Chris, where did you and Jason go yesterday that I unfortunately couldn't attend, and Donald was on some other stuff as well, but where did you guys go for the podcast itself?
We did a little didn't do it live. It'll be coming soon this week. Little extra taste of the Beast Unleashed if you watched our Drink of the Week a couple weeks ago for that. We'll get into that. So we went to the Brew Through in Braddock Hills. They sponsor our Drink of the Week show every week, and they had all 4 flavors of the Beast Unleashed there. So me and Jason tried all of them. We had the peach a couple weeks ago. Really liked that. So we were really excited that we got to go there and do some more tastings, try some more stuff out. Jason, what was your favorite? What that end up being?
The peach.
Peach.
Yeah.
I like the white haze. The white haze and I think it was Smash Berry.
Or
Scary Berry.
Scary
berries.
Like yeah. Scary berries.
Scary Berry. Yeah, shout out. Thanks to the Brew Through for the continuation support of the Drink of the Week segment. Shout out for letting us come up there and kick it with you. We do owe you one since not all of us were able to attend yesterday. But no, I'm glad you guys made it up there. Got to try the rest of the flavors and interact a little bit. So keep an eye out for that whenever that stuff drops. All right, let's go. Who's ready? Who's rocking and rolling? Donna, you seem to be the hottest right now. Where you want to go? We going Jabronis? Because I feel like this is going to be a Jabroni red glass segment.
Mine ties together this week, so I don't know if
we can think about Rushmore first.
We'll let you go last, Chris. You can end the Jabroni and kick off the Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
Ties together.
Okay, so Jabroni. Okay, so Jabroni. I have a list, but I'll wait on the last two. I'll just do my first.
He went into the notes section.
Yes, the notes section on the phone. Yes.
Wow.
So my biggest Jabroni was last night on Rampage. You just have a fatal 4-way, traditional fatal 4-way for the women's title, where people just coming out like to get a title shot, and Abaddon was one of those contenders. You haven't seen her since last year, and since it's Halloween weekend, you have her win so she can fight on Rampage against Sheeta for the title, just to fulfill your Halloween weekend.
Contractual obligation to Halloween.
Yeah, for all that. So AEW, like, what you doing? You're just throwing the girl out there just to get job because she's scary looking and all that stuff. TK, I absolutely have no respect for you or the promotion as it is.
Oh. That was just one thing on the list. You got other
That's
things
one
on
thing.
the list?
Yeah, I got 2 more things on the list too.
That's not where I thought he was going.
And 2 more things. So let's continue with AEW. And what did we see on Dynamite? We see, yes, of course, you know me. Seen what, quote unquote, 2 legends out there. I didn't know we time jumped back into WCW 1989 and then jump forward into the last night of Nitro in 2001 to see Sting and Ric Flair in the same ring again.
It's Loki. We're going through the timelines.
The past, the present, and the
The
future.
TVA, yeah, we got the TVA on
Mhm.
Dynamite on Wednesday night.
Tony
Yes.
Stark just died the other day, so the timeline needs to reset itself right now. Okay.
So put the camera close on me, or I'll get close to the camera.
We don't have that production value.
Get them the fuck off my screen. This is not your playground, Tony. I don't care how many legends you bring out. Bring some real storyline to your shit. That's why you get no ratings at all. I'm over AEW and their terribleness that's going on.
I feel like there's a button down bottom where you can just. No, that's not it.
We don't need you out there pressing buttons. So sleepy eyes, you click on the wrong comment, we'll get this show canceled. Especially with the way Taquan's out there.
His Instagram pops up and
yeah.
And then my final jabroni is wrestling oriented. But Valkyria and Becky, they put on a good match, but it just solidified my point of Becky just checking off the NXT title as on a resume. I think they could have done a better job of building the story with Tiffany and Valkyria, building them both at the same time to get to their point. There was no need for Becky to do that.
All right. So let's just sidebar these real quick. Okay. We won't spend a whole lot of time. Well, we could have made this whole show about Wednesday night. Okay. Positives and negatives, more negatives. But I'll start with your last one and work backwards. You guys can throw in your thoughts and opinions as usual. I did not expect the title change Wednesday night. Okay. But that as soon as it happened, I immediately was like, okay, I'm gonna have to put that on my jabroni of the list this week as an option because it did nothing to solidify and establish Lyra as a star, which is what you wanted to do coming out of having someone beat Becky Lynch for the belt.
But it did more for her than beating Tiffany Stratton.
You said it did more for her than beating Tiffany?
Yeah.
Just on name value alone.
Her and Tiffany would have been like watching paint dry, a storyline.
I don't know.
Tiffany and Fallon Henley are pretty entertaining with what they got going on right now.
Them two can go back and forth,
like,
but
I didn't like the whole angle of the supposed mentor-mentee. We're both from Ireland,
Mm-hmm.
both trained at the same places, like, and then all of a sudden you beat me first time out. Like if I'm the master, right? Unless you got the glow, you ain't beating Show Enough first time out the gates, right? and Lyra did not have the glow, so she should not have beaten Becky, the master, first time out the gates.
She shouldn't have. Yeah, I didn't like it from the beginning with Becky winning the title off of Tiffany. So just from that point, just had a downfall on me.
And if you were gonna do the transition to Lyra and have her beat Becky to make her a bigger star, because I like Lyra, I like the way she was in the ring. The character, sometimes hit or miss, right? Then why not just focus on that out the gates as soon as Becky won?
But that's your problem, the character.
So
the character's going to do nothing for her, so somebody else has to step in and help Becky.
Which is fine, but make them two the main focus this whole time leading up to the match. Not just have them interact last week. You win whatever you win, the little tournament or whatever they did.
Rip the picture.
Show up on Monday night for a face-off, and then win on Tuesday. Like this could have been a nice little month storyline. When Becky beat Tiffany a month ago?
Yeah.
6 weeks ago?
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
And when did it start?
You could have had a 6-week storyline to get it in there.
That's when it started.
But Lyra wasn't the main.
She won that match a while ago for number one contendership.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't do anything with it.
They had Becky fight Tegan. Who else did he fight? Indy.
To me, Becky
All
and
in
Tegan
between.
got more of a story than Becky and Lyra.
Because it kept getting bumped.
Like, if you're going to bring these superstar talents back to NXT for runs, and you're going to have them put over people that you hope to be the next crop of stars and establish them, the moment got to feel like that when they win. That's all I'm saying. Like, do I think Lyra is going to have a nice title run? Yeah. Do I think her beating Becky was better than her beating Tiffany? I can rock with that, Jay, from a name perspective and that to like boost it. But at the same time, it's kind of face going over a face.
And that's why they went the storyline they did.
To me, it was just missing a little something extra with it
It was.
to get me truly
Yeah,
hooked.
it was. Yeah,
It was.
it wasn't spicy.
It's Lyra.
Well, I mean, like I
Oh,
said,
wow. Soon as Cora come back, she'll be transitional champ. So
that's if Cora ever comes back. According to her, NXT's a waste of space and time. So why rock with it? So yeah, any other thoughts on those two? No? All right. I'll jump to your first one because Abaddon, what are you doing? Like you said, checking a box. It's Halloween. We'll throw her out there. It's not like take her at WrestleMania, but it's going to turn into that until her contract expires, and then she's going to go elsewhere. Their women's division is completely floundering right now.
Yeah.
Regardless of the rest of the show,
yeah,
the women's division is a complete mess. Top to bottom in between. Where's Nyla Rose been? Why is Tony Storm and the Outcast the only people that can get title shots? And I love Tony and what she's doing right now. But at the same time, this is what, your third or fourth title shot in the last, 4 months?
yeah.
Is everybody else injured? Like, is everybody else on a sabbatical? What are we doing?
They're all fighting. I mean, they're all fighting fatal four ways for number one contendership just to lose. That's it. That's what they all doing.
And then the whole Flair, Sting, Shivani. I get it. By the looks of it, Sting was genuinely surprised that Ric Flair showed up on Wednesday night. I don't know if they actually pulled that off and truly shocked him. If not, Sting deserves some type of like a Tony Award or an Oscar or something, because his reaction was like, oh shit, Flair's really here. But at the same time, it was like, oh shit, Flair's here.
You know what that means? One more match.
And people drag TK through the mud on the internet, boy.
Flair hasn't had his last match in AEW yet. You got to do that now.
Don't put that out in the ego. Not putting that out there. Not putting that out there.
Him and Jeff Jarrett for the best strut. Finally.
You couldn't get Flair back when the Plane Ride from Hell doc aired. So you put him on the back burner and let that just dissipate and act like people forgot about it. You dragged Vincent Kennedy McMahon through the mud for all his indiscretions and everything else that he was accused of. And then you roll somebody out there that was accused of the same stuff and gave him the red carpet treatment. And now you're going to promote his energy drink and everything else. And then,
much like Vince, can you make money for me?
Hold on. And then, apparently not on Wednesday night because viewership was at 774. So nobody wanted to see 74-year-old Ric Flair, which kind of matched the ratings. But then it's announced that Flair is going to be a part of AEW through March. That's hilarious. But you got Flair there through March, and he's going to be allegedly part of Sting's retirement storyline run. Why?
So is he going to start jumping off from the crowd too, like Sting does?
Look, I don't even want to see another woo off between Ric Flair and Jay Lethal.
Go happen. This is going to happen.
I'm interested.
I think Flair really wants to die in the ring.
You know what would have made what would have made everybody's head explode Wednesday night, which just really would have killed the promotion. Why don't just have Voodoo Child rip across the speakers and let brother walk out there to say, "Hey, brothers, I made both of you, and I'm here for this retirement run as well, brother."
I'd pop, but I'd hate myself inside.
Like,
a couple weeks ago, there was a commercial. There's a commercial playing right now that plays Voodoo Child, and it came on like as I was like in the other room watching Dynamite, and I was like, no. And I went back
and seeds.
All right.
If that happens, Taquan will be in my little box for the rest of time.
What are you gonna do with Taquan?
Put him in the box. Taquan, come get your boy. Yeah, no, it just, man, like,
the dude is an ultimate fan. That's all he is.
And if you're Sting, wait, this is the way I thought about it, right? If you're Sting, you bring back arguably my biggest rival for him to take my shine on my retirement run. What the hell are you doing?
He was gonna go off in the woods on one of the rants, one of the promos. He's gonna go off in the woods.
Oh, he will.
It's supposed to be me. They gave him a live mic Wednesday, and I almost turned the show off. I had no idea what he was going to say.
Tune into his show this week, and then he'll probably be bashing the AEW.
Absolute horror. Yeah, they're not professional. They're just like NWA towards its end. You know? Absolute horror. That was fulfilling for the Halloween weekend. Horror. That's what it was.
Yeah, and then they're chopping each other in the ring. Like, what are we doing? Nate the Great out there. Yeah, absolutely. Put some woo in that chop. He didn't drink an energy drink before he went down to the ring. I can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
this isn't an every week thing.
Yeah, I mean, Donald, my eventual jabroni this week landed on part of what you touched on, with just like the fatal 4-way announced and Abaddon being added to the mix and everything else and her winning. But why is AEW just content on leaving money on the table with throwing these matches together?
Yes.
With no build, no anticipation, no nothing. Like Santana and Ortiz, I touched on it, was last night on Rampage. That storyline should be playing out on Dynamite so everybody is aware of it and be on a pay-per-view.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's worthy of that.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega and MJF should not be being played out on BTE for Omega to walk out on there to go 3 days, bitch, and them have a title match because MJF's about to surpass Omega's days as champion.
Mm-hmm. On Collision.
The one that got me this week was, how do you have Okada on Dynamite for his first ever Dynamite match and not promote the hell out of that?
Yeah. I didn't even know he was on.
Yeah.
Did I know until I was watching it.
And Wednesday I saw JR post like the matches for the night. And I was like, what's Okada doing on?
Yeah, if you didn't watch, Cassidy cut a promo backstage where he said he was going to bring Okada to Dynamite.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the promotion.
Did not know until that man's music hit. It was like, what the hell is he doing here?
Yeah. But here was the problem, the biggest problem I had. It's like MJF's the only guy you can put in a storyline or attempted storyline. The first 30 minutes of Dynamite
was him.
MJF opened the show with Renee. He ruled Roddy Strong's ass out of screen on the wheelchair. That was pretty hilarious. I'll give him that. Cut a promo. Then he called Adam Cole. Then he had a match against Juice Robinson. Then he got beat up. Then he got saved by Roddy and Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. Then they got saved by the Acclaimed. He promoted a match against Jay White. He accepted a match for the ROH titles. Then he turned down Max Caster. And then he accepted a match for Kenny Omega. That was all in the first 30 minutes.
One man show.
One man.
And then
Is he Triple H in like 2003?
And then
Chris Jericho.
it was either at the end of the first hour or the beginning of the second hour. I couldn't remember at the time. And I forgot to mark it down. But then he had a backstage segment with Samoa Joe, accepted him as a partner in another title match. So your storyline is that MJF is going to wrestle everybody.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Wardlow cut a promo
on him.
on MJF.
Yeah.
That made no sense.
It goes back to last week.
Talking about Max was the one that took everything from you. No, he wasn't. Your last feud was with Hobbs. You lost the belt to Christian.
Dog's getting heated over there too.
They don't like AEW talk.
Yeah, that probably made no sense at all.
That was the first 30 minutes of the show.
Glad I missed that.
What? Like, why? You literally crammed 6 weeks of programming into one 30-minute segment. And not spread out amongst every wrestler. It was just MJF.
Because he don't know what he's doing. He absolutely has no idea what he's doing.
And I saw this week that looks like Arn Anderson's gone. So it's like, I would love to know who's real. Like Nate brought up Cassidy. I'd love to know who's really running stuff behind the scenes.
I forgot who he was.
MJF give him that haircut.
Apparently, I don't know. It wasn't somebody else that cut his hair.
Yeah.
That was Samoa Joe, who's getting another title shot after being a friend to MJF.
After he gave the title shot to Kenny. Before the Jay White title shot.
Yeah, it's like, Jay White in his match at Full Gear. It's just a Saturday in title night defenses for MJF. That's it. And then you flash the devil on my screen again. Where has that been?
Yeah.
They had it on, I think, Collision last week, but you let it sit for 3 weeks after they attacked Jay White to where people forgot about it. Well, now I'm supposed to just jump right back in and be invested again after you forgot to follow up on it for 3 weeks.
You don't have to put it on Dynamite. You could spread that out. Like you could do it on Collision instead of Dynamite. But keep it going. The show needs help. The show needs the whole company needs help. But
I know we talked about, hey, we brought up a long time ago, hey, just like AEW for what it is. They're going to give you matches, and the wrestling's going to be, if you like that style of wrestling, it's going to be amazing in between bell to bell and everything else. But if you want depth, if you want characters, you want storyline, if you want to get invested, then that's really not the company for you. And even watching it without that premise, I still can't get into the show nowadays.
Mm-mm.
We named the show Total Nonstop Action because TNA announced they're back, and we'll touch on that in a minute. But TNA literally came, left, came back, and they'll probably outlast AEW with the way things are going right now.
or Tony will just buy TNA just because. And isn't that how Dynamite's being wrote anyways?
Yeah.
Maybe minus the college exam.
Taquan, gotta plug the sponsors. But yeah, that's it. That's my jabroni soapbox rant, because, like I said, we could spend 3 hours just on
we can.
night alone. Okay. No, Nate, he's not reaching out to YouTubers. He's taking calls from Dave Meltzer on how to book Sting's retirement angle. Did you see that bullshit?
I saw that.
You're listening to Meltzer, who says nothing at all. Dude's had a 40-year career in pro wrestling, and he's never made one single statement that was an actual statement. It's just a bunch of, I know, maybe, we'll see, potentially, arguably, and yeah, that's it. And people were like, oh my God, let me order 17 subscriptions to the Wrestling Observer.
So you're saying there's a way for us to make money?
That's a 7-star match.
So if he's reaching out to YouTubers, we got four guys right here.
This is a real thing. Nate, I think you're not being serious right now.
You got four of us right here. We can each do a show in AEW.
I have had the pencil before and have booked better storylines than AEW guys. I'll email their department. Hey, AEWbooking.com. This is what I think.
This is what you'll do.
And I'm gonna start just sending emails in.
Oh wow.
They're coming back to Pittsburgh
In a month.
here soon. In a month. And right now, I have no desire to go. And I haven't missed an AEW show yet here in Pittsburgh. I've been to every single one of them. But I'm really like,
Nah.
Why spend the money if it's not going to be good?
All right, Jay, I'm sorry. We didn't mean, the floor is yours for Jabroni. Uh-oh. Oh, this guy.
Oh, I had to put my mic on mute, and I didn't want y'all roasting my grandma's door again. Because people coming in and out. Here it goes.
You didn't buy that WD-40 like you told you spray on there? On that door?
It's Halloween. It's just a Halloween soundtrack.
That's
this
it.
week.
That door creaks more than Ric Flair walking down the ramp to get in the ring.
I'm gonna keep it short and wrestling related on this one. It's WWE. I'm tired of them billing their first ever such and such sign from somewhere. Dante Chin, Uzziah Lees, and all these people, and they're all jobbers. Like, if you're gonna bill them and throw that out there every time they have a match, push them to do something.
Yeah, Dante Chin, first ever South Korean born WWE superstar, and he's getting jobbed out to Alexis King.
Though we did get a boa appearance.
Yeah,
So
where's he been at?
when Wendy Chu left, he left with her.
Where's he been at?
Or what was her alternate ego? I forgot it.
So, I forget.
I remember she was yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the lady.
The
I was gonna call her Tensai, but that's not it.
I mean, Dante Chen he got more offense in that match than what I was expecting, with it being Pillman or Lexis King's debut. But at the same time, it's just like, you went from hotter than fish grease to just showing up in the ring, getting announced, and then losing your first match. So we'll see. TBD on him, but it doesn't look good based on track record. Yeah. So if you're a WWE NXT talent,
don't be firstborn.
And they say firstborn ever, you might as well just pack up your bags and go home.
Just leave, yeah.
It's over. It's over for you. You're not going to do nothing.
So Ali's getting her match next or soon, but where will that go?
Where?
Very true.
Callable
I'm glad I
keywords and
followed her
nothing
on
else.
social media, or else I would have thought something really happened to her. She's been on milk cartons, iced tea cartons, orange juice cartons, fruit punch cartons. Like, she's been on every carton imaginable.
They're doing the Johnny Gargano.
The
Have you
nothingness.
seen this person?
All right, Chris, what do you got for your jabroni, which will lead into your Mount Rushmore?
It will. Yes,
And then we'll go positivity.
Steve, your blood pressure is probably going to get rising on this one.
Oh, here we go.
So I'm going Impact Wrestling. They're going to be on my jabroni list this week. You had Bound for Glory this past week, your biggest show of the year, which is good. It was a good show. Enjoyed the show. A lot of great matches, and that'll lead into my Mount Rushmore. You tape TV the next day. But then what do you do whenever it's time for TV that week? You show Bound for Glory. You show a match in its entirety, and all you do is show highlights from the pay-per-view. If I bought the pay-per-view last weekend, I'd be pissed that they showed the pay-per-view on TV for free. Because they didn't do any new matches. All it was just Bound for Glory stuff, and all it was Bound for Glory hype. I know TNA usually does like the whole stuff at the end of the year.
They did the ECW recap. They gave you one match, and then they recapped the pay-per-view. They went with the ECW playbook from back.
There was no new matches on it. It was all matches. It was all Bound for Glory.
ECW's done that before.
Where's ECW now?
Apparently making a comeback because Rob Van Dam was in Philadelphia, Taz was in Philadelphia. Like, that's a lie, Taquan.
After Ty was hyping up being an Impact fan last week. But no, I mean, they usually do this stuff that they don't tape TV at the end of the year, and they usually do like best of the year, like maybe for a week or two. And that would have been cool because you would at least given some time. But to do it the week of the show, after people bought the show, it's just, we haven't done this in a while, but that was completely 100% TN awful.
He bought that actor.
I'm not gonna let you crap all over my Mount Rushmore of the week. Okay,
it was my Mount Rushmore too.
No, you said a match. You said a match.
Okay, so you're the whole event. Okay,
man.
Or the company or whatever. But
I mean, the match. We talked about the match, so I
Yeah.
mean, the match is what the match is, and that's inarguably Mount Rushmore of the week. But yeah, so I'm not gonna let you do that. Oh, Jesus, Taquan.
Gosh.
But no,
like this week, they tape TV afterwards,
right?
And it's just like,
but they tape TV for what, 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out. So if you're coming up on your final stretch, and then you'll do your best of show and whatever moments from the year and all that to wrap up the year, like, you need a bump week.
if WWE the Monday after WrestleMania showed all WrestleMania, we'd be shitting all over them. Because you don't do that. You don't come off your show and not do TV. You don't do follow-up. Like, there was no follow-up whatsoever. All it was here's the show.
Okay, but for those people that didn't buy Bound for Glory, that tuned in and got what Bound for Glory was, do you think and this is just me playing devil's advocate, this isn't me trying to defend, I'm just throwing questions out.
Oh, no, it is.
No, it's really not. No, I don't have my cape on right now. But so Bound for Glory got a lot of hype on Saturday, right? They did the show, really good card, top to bottom. They make the announcement that TNA is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
That goes up on YouTube, whatever. That got, like, I think the first night it had 1.5 million views, or somewhere between 1.5 and 2 million views, right? You fact checking me right now?
No.
Yeah, all right.
Again, if you want me to.
You can go on and look to see what the clip got. I believe it was at like 1.5 million views overnight, initially for the announcement. So then you have that momentum and people that may have forgotten about Impact /TNA or haven't watched it or anything else. Do you get those fans back more by replaying parts of the
It
pay
did
per
not get a
view?
million views.
There was I saved it.
Right now, you're looking at 142,000
No, that's
since it was aired.
I saved it. At one,
The longer that was the whole one. The other one that Scott D'Amore did afterwards, the next day, that got 284,000 views right now.
I saved it. I saved the 1.5. I had proof. I didn't just pull that number out of my head. I didn't just pull that number out of my head.
I mean, I'm looking right on YouTube right now. I can pull this up and share the screen.
Unless I got had by an account.
Did you get had by TNA Creative-ish?
No. No, I know that one. That one. Fuck, I can't find it right now. But back to
If
my
he
question.
finds it, we'll share it.
But back to my question. If you have buzz and you have people coming back that stop watching the product altogether and everything else, do you grab them more by replaying the pay-per-view, or do you grab them more by putting on a regular weekly television show?
Your show's total nonstop action. You continue. The show goes on.
So when does it start? When does it switch over?
Hard to kill.
The pay-per-view in January.
Okay, so this wasn't just like
Impact. No,
Okay.
yeah, it's still Impact. They have they announced their last pay-per-view as Impact in either the end of December, I think. Yeah, end of December or middle of December.
Okay.
And then they'll do
Final Resolution.
Yeah, and then they'll do TNA Hard to Kill is the first pay-per-view back under the TNA branding of the promotion itself.
And the show will still be Impact. It'll just be, again, TNA Impact like it used to be.
Okay. Gotcha.
Hey, look, I'm not good. Like I said, I'm not gonna let you bring me down on my high of a weekend that was TNA.
I was hyped. Like, I was looking forward to watching Impact this week, coming off of Bound for Glory, because I know they had taped Josh Alexander and Will Ospreay for TV. I wasn't sure if that was going to be this week or not, but I at least wanted to see if they were going to announce it, if it wasn't on this week. So I was really excited to watch it. And then all I get is the same shit that I'd watched this past weekend. And that's what pissed me off. But am I excited for TNA to return? Yeah.
I see your argument. It's a valid complaint, but I'm not going to let you ruin it for me. Okay? I'm not going to let you do that.
I'm not like,
there is the basis of our friendship.
like you.
And that goes back and forth.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, well, to carry on, then I think me and Chris both have the same Mount Rushmore for the week. So go ahead, Chris. You might as well just drop it.
We'll see what yours is, but mine specifically was Will Ospreay and Mike Bailey. Can Will Ospreay have a bad match? And for me, it's getting tougher and tougher to decide who's my wrestler of the year. Is it going to be Gunther? Is it going to be Will Ospreay?
There's a pause there. Are you pausing, Donna, or are you throwing up the ones?
I'm the one because Will Ospreay's my number one. Ever since that Wrestle Kingdom match. Number one.
Yeah. Ospreay and Bailey for me. I said it last week on the show when we were running down predictions.
You did. Mm-hmm.
I believe I picked another match. Jason, hold on, pause. Out of all of us that gave predictions, the motherfucker that doesn't watch Impact at all hasn't tuned in and got the most matches right on the prediction.
No, almost. He got 5, and then you guys got 4.
But
Jason,
congratulations on all your success.
I got the title match right.
Yeah, it's still a fail. So
I got the title match right. So that's all.
Yeah, this motherfucker pulled out Jordan Grace.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I did pick Bully Ray, and they ended with each other.
Yeah, I'm watching it. And I'm like, these two motherfuckers. One of these two.
I got to put a chalkboard in the background with my victories on it.
But yeah, so the reason why I ended up checking it, because I'm watching the pay-per-view going like, Jason got that one right. Jason got that one right. It's like, did this guy get the most right and he doesn't even watch the show?
That popcorn.
That popcorn, that saltiness had him out there picking winners. But nah, Speedball and Will, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Like, you're doing a disservice as a wrestling fan for not watching that match. It is. I know sometimes you get into prisoner of the moments and say, "Oh my God, match of the year." No, that's a legitimate match of the year contender, regardless of promotion. 100%. And it feels like Ospreay has had a list of them all year long.
Yes.
So yeah, we say that about Ilya as well. Dragunov, it's kind of hard for him to have a bad match.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think I've watched the Dragunov match that hasn't been good, and it's the same with Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
So he's out there floating the feelers out there. Contracts coming up. He apparently hired, who is it?
Barry Bloom.
Barry Bloom to negotiate. Saw what type of deal the Bucks and Heyman or Kenny and all them got after being represented by him. So he's looking to cash in, and Meltzer's like, "Oh yeah, well, WWE will obviously talk to him, and he will obviously listen." And I'm like, "You're not saying any. You're not breaking any news.
Yeah.
You're not saying it. Are they going to talk? Yeah, they're going to talk.
That's what you're supposed to do when you're a free agent.
Yeah.
You talk to everybody.
Depends on what he wants to do. Like, if he wants to be a free agent, he's going to listen to everybody. But if he wants to go somewhere specifically, maybe he'll sign a deal quick. But he could cash in on himself like AJ did and just travel for 2024 before making an official decision.
And if you remember, he put out that video in the beginning of the year, like, "Hey, I don't know how much longer of a run I have. Based on my body, my injuries, what I've gone through, the style that I wrestled at, and everything else." So he's looking to make the most of this for as long as he can. So yeah, I'm listening to everybody. But yeah, that match for sure was my Mount Rushmore of the week. With a 1B to LA Knight. If people were second guessing LA Knight being able to stand toe to toe with Roman from a star standpoint, last night completely proved you wrong. He stole the segments with Roman last night.
Yeah.
From the intro to the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
The intro to the show. When has that happened? Like, his music hit and Roman's express, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Walked right by him, didn't even acknowledge him. Sat at the head of the table. Like, it was just checked all the boxes last night for me.
Yeah.
But my question to you guys: do they have an expiration date on when to cash in? Because we know how wrestling fans get. And we know how wrestling fans are. And we know that if you don't hit it at the right moment, all that momentum can go for naught, and you can turn around and be off TV come WrestleMania time. I don't think that'll be the case for LA Knight, but do they have an expiration date as far as when they need to cash in on this? Because he's as hot as anybody has been in pro wrestling in recent memory.
No. He has the charisma. And that's one thing that gets you.
You don't see it.
He has personality.
Yeah.
Now, maybe the in-ring can lose you. Like, I know Chris doesn't care much about his in-ring. But if he can come out there and talk, he got you.
It's true.
So it doesn't matter if they put the belt on him at Crown Jewel, if they wait till Rumble, if they wait till Mania and have him beat Seth, or they don't put him on it at all until SummerSlam next year. The LA Knight gravy train, as he said last night, will continue to roll. and he'll still be, getting everybody and their mother to chant LA Knight.
It's hard to judge. Fans are fickle.
Right now, but if it gets to Mania, no, everybody's gonna cool off. I see it cooling off sooner than later.
Because what else are they going to give you for Mania? That there's the question of what are they going to promote? Because if LA is not going to be in a title picture, what else are they going to promote? And then does that make him cool off?
I mean, the fans are getting hard on him like he's going to beat Roman, and they need to get that out their minds right now. That ain't happening.
And allegedly, Roman's not booked for Survivor Series.
Okay.
So, we don't see Roman at Survivor Series, then we don't see Roman until the Rumble. I just don't know. You're not going to have Roman beat him clean. I'm
not expecting that.
I just don't know where they go to get the heat on Roman and keep LA Knight hot to where people don't get mad at the finish being a dusty finish.
I'd rather him win clean.
Roman?
Just after SmackDown, after the beginning of SmackDown. Like, you did all this. I don't need help. I'm gonna beat you myself.
But then doesn't that just prove everything that Roman said correct last night? Like, yo, this is your first time ever. This is your first championship match. You done a contract signing before? You're just now in the major leagues. You're a flash in the pan. You're a one-hit wonder. Been here, gone tomorrow. Like, to me, I don't think the clean finish of Roman beating him helps LA Knight at all.
I hate whenever they kind of make Roman whenever he's supposed to be a heel, and that's like in that situation, like he's saying, like, you've never been here before. Then they have him just being cool and just be like, look at this idiot. Like, we're supposed to hate you. Like, to me, that's just like wanting to like Roman more in that situation, like to try to pull that off at LA Knight.
I don't know. The people last night in the arena kind of hated Roman during the segment.
They should.
Yeah.
I just worry about the expiration date. Like, if how long from Stone Cold did we have to wait?
Over a year and a half.
And that momentum continued to build, right? So,
but that was from start. When depends on where you want to consider LA Knight starting. If it's SmackDown debut or
no, not debut, because he was with the fucking Maxine Male Models for how long? Like, from start to finish, where he's been at a year on the brand. Obviously, he said it last night, but like, I just worried that they won't pull the trigger on it for some reason, and then he cools off, and it's like, well, what could have been? Because right now he's checking every single box for you right now.
Yeah, and that's that old WWE of, hey, we gave you what you wanted. Yeah, we put him in the title picture.
Yeah,
he's just on the wrong show.
But trajectory-wise, where he's at right now, he really has me questioning, like, does Cody need to finish the story against Roman?
To me, Cody finishing the story isn't against Roman.
But Roman has the belt that he needs to finish the story.
Roman's just the person that he needs to finish the story with at the moment.
So if Cody wins that belt, regardless of who has it, he'll just finish the story? In your
the belt
eyes?
is him finishing the story, yeah.
He got.
It just feels more important off of Roman.
Yeah, because of what happened in Mania.
Exactly. Yeah. Now it's him settling the score from this year and finishing the story.
I mean, if you're going to go Cody, Roman, night 2, and you have Seth, LA Knight, night 1, okay.
If Seth makes it.
I don't think Seth's going to make it. From a physical standpoint, not that he can't make it character-wise as champion. I just feel like his box is messed up as it is, at some point he's gonna have to go get it fixed.
That's why he's gonna have the Judgment Day in his corner.
Is that really a thing? We've been going on this backstory for how many months now? Is it just a story or is it actually a real thing? Because to me, it's a story.
All right, who else we got for Mount Rushmore?
I'll throw up. I'm gonna give TNA an asterisk because they had Bound for Glory, so they did. I'm gonna put NXT and ROH just for their women's division, and giving you multiple matches and stories. To me, they're doing a great job. Like NXT had 5 women's matches on Halloween Havoc. Granted, 2 were, their breakout tournament, but still, if you're an up and coming female wrestler, I think those 2 are the way to go.
And not only did you have the 5 women's matches on the show, you had the segment with Tiffany and Fallon that was backstage. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Say what you will about each individual women's match from Tuesday night, and I wasn't as impressed with Halloween Havoc just from like the gimmick show standpoint. Like I felt it was a little lackluster, but yeah, they definitely put all the focus on the women, and much like the NXT women's division has done, they've carried the show, and they've done that multiple times during this rebrand of NXT that was 2.0 now to the version we see today. So yeah, and
you're getting story in ROH and you're getting story in Impact.
But anywhere else, you get nothing.
The main rosters, you're just
You're getting a fatal 4-way. You're getting a winner.
There you go.
And there you go.
And bland story.
Jordan being the first knockout to win the Call Your Shot the other night. That was a good story for her, and she already called her shots. That'll be story through January now.
Yep. Teeing it up. And not mad at that, Jay. I definitely noticed that. And that's what pisses me about the ROH stuff. It's like, yo, you're cooking with your women a theme that is the best thing you got on the brand. But yet you're just running everybody else out there on Rampage, Dynamite, and Collision, and she hasn't sniffed a main programming yet.
You only put her on the show that you got to pay for. At least one of the brands can actually do something with women.
Yeah.
True. Donald, what you got?
My Mount Rushmore is in ring. They actually gave Chase U some titles. I mean, they were the underdogs forever, always just this close to winning the title, and they actually won the title. So I give it up for Chase U actually bringing some gold home to the university.
Duke Hudson went from Chris Moneymaker poker player to what's his name from Revenge of the Nerds?
Was it Bull? No,
not Bull. I forget, but yeah, like you would. My man just out there. Like, where's the swerve coming? Like, when's the takeover coming? When they booting Andre Trace out of Chase U? I thought they were going to start to set it up with JC Jane coming in and her and Thea, what they're doing with them too. But they gave him the belt, so now I'm like, okay, where you going now? So they got me interested in to see more storyline with Chase U.
You got JC and Thea
going for the tag team title, but yeah, so yeah.
And Chase U with all the titles looking like Undisputed Era.
They look like the 2002 Miami Hurricanes, the real you.
So I'm kind of happy to see them, get their due finally.
Not bad. What do you think about the Melo trick stuff? Are they like red herring it, making it so obvious that Melo didn't do it, that he actually did do it?
I think a swerve is going to come somewhere because they're, like you said, they're making it too obvious.
Yeah. Like everybody, you did it. Mello
Yeah.
out there. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Braun come out.
Hey,
Is it
yeah,
Rikishi coming back? I did it.
yeah. Braun with the whole. Hey, I'm glad you stepped up and did what you had to do.
Yeah.
This way it could just be me and you. Like, yo, I didn't do it. No, all right. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
It's
showed
not
up.
what you believe, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I have no idea if it's gonna be Mello or somebody else because
Donald, didn't you call it last week? It'll be just like Shawn and Triple H.
Mhm.
It was you, Hunter.
Yeah. They'll have like the camera. It'll be somebody else for like a week or two. And then they was like, oh, somebody messing with the digital footage, and it'll be Mello.
Can we get this anonymous in NXT? A name and a face. I feel like they're going to play a part.
It's
And
GTV, man.
Why does everybody that's been anonymous in WWE, we never figure out who it is? You had anonymous. You had the hacker. There was like 2 other people before that. Did we figure out who the general manager was?
You
The
did
laptop.
eventually.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did? Okay.
Yeah, it was Hornswoggle. Yeah, he was doing it from under the ring.
Found out like what 2 years
Yeah.
later.
With GTV.
It completely died off.
Yeah, wasn't GTV Diamond Dallas Page?
Who was it?
I don't think we ever found
No,
out.
we never did. Okay.
I don't think. If it was, then I forgot about that.
Yeah, the hacker was Ali Taco. Yeah, that was during that Retribution stuff.
Yeah.
When that came out.
all right. What else we got? Anything before we wrap up the show?
I did my homework.
Oh, he did.
And you want to talk about
Presence.
boy.
I like that this week.
That was good.
I did
Yeah.
like that this week.
Her and Becky locked
Anything else
eyes. Her and Becky locked
Yeah.
eyes. So
She gonna fight everybody at Mania. That's what it seems.
we went this whole
it
show.
is, it is the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania, so it's like you should get like what they do like that all women's battle royal a couple years ago.
Nothing but pump kicks.
Like Oprah. You get a pump kick. You get a pump kick. You get a pump kick.
I was gonna say like Brock, only German suplexes.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else?
Nah. I'm ready for the homework.
All right. So had some time to think about it. Was in the car this week traveling for work, so I actually had some time just to think and had some ideas in my head for it. I did like I said, I'd like to change this week. I like just something a little different, on NXT that they did with her. But if I had the pencil, I think what I would do with Jade is if she's supposed to be the next big talent and be the next big thing with this, I would do something like what HBO does, like with that 24/7 show or the Hard Knock show. And I would follow her around, do either PC, like stuff in the PC. So think Raw
Yes.
and SmackDown, NXT,
So then
do like a minute each week. And then do something on YouTube and on the network and like actually like following her around. And just, it can be kayfabe, it can be her in reality. I don't care which one you want to do, whatever, however you want to feel it. But just show me why I need to care about her. Like 1 week be about her athleticism, 1 week be about her character. You can do something each week. But if I'm following her and I'm buying into her each week, that makes me invested in her instead of her just coming out and doing nothing.
isn't
You
that
do
what
all
they're
that.
already
You better
doing?
go. You better be able to go in the ring. I will not be getting
That's
invested.
why I say
Invest for
you
pump
do
kicks. Will not.
you do like one you do
Instagram
like a minute
workout.
thing with her. You show the pump kick or whatever, like to show it. But then the next week you do something else.
Hi.
Like if she's the star, make her the star.
Steve looks so bad.
Steve's completely happy with it.
He's literally just said exactly what they're doing.
How is that what they're doing?
Besides getting a 24/7 on the network, they're literally doing what you said they're doing. They're giving you vignettes. They're having her make appearances. They're showing her on social media. They're literally doing exactly what you said. You just copy and pasted. You copy and pasted and rewrote words in the paragraph and turned that in as your assignment. Copy, paste, reword.
I haven't seen a vignette of her yet.
So copy, paste. Copy and paste.
Jason is dying.
See, this is why I don't watch the product.
Copy, paste, rewrite instead of copy, paste, delete.
Tell me who doesn't watch NXT without telling me.
That's unbelievable, man. That's what you came up with in a 5-hour draft in New York. Copy,
he gave you Sean's game plan.
But if I watched NXT, then I would know they did it.
Yo, that's the copy, paste, rewrite. That's the title for the show. Copy, paste, rewrite. This guy.
He said he pulled off the Jim Harbaugh spy cam. Was like, let me look at Sean's work. Got it.
Hey, what are your signals? Pass. Hey, maybe they should do a vignette with her. What?
But Jason's the one that called it. Tell me who doesn't watch NXT without telling me.
Yo, wrap it up. I'm done. I'm not even ending on positivity this week. I'm done.
You got to give a quote. You got to end the show, right?
If you want to plagiarize other people's work, folks. Yeah. And I can't even give the quote I was going to give because if I'm telling people to do what you do and you follow what Chris did and plagiarize the shit out of somebody, you get in trouble.
Oh, I have one thing before we go. I'm sorry. Mount Rushmore outside of wrestling. My friend Jaquan, his daughter is a soccer player, and she just recorded her 50th shutout goal this week. So out of 59 games,
Park, right?
Yeah. So out of 59 games, 50 shutouts. So go on, girl. Yes, she is.
Very nice.
I had a joke. But because it's your friend's daughter, I don't want the joke to be on her, and I'm not going to do that. But I had a joke. I'll say it off air, but I had a joke. But nah, kudos to her. I did see that story. That was a big story. You putting up 50 donuts. That's
yes.
That's a hell of an accomplishment. And she just started playing goalie too.
Yes, 2 years ago.
So it's not like she's been a goalie her whole life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, maybe I'll try this position and become really good at it. Chris, maybe you should retry your homework assignment and become really good at it.
Nah, I'm good. I'm not thinking about Jade Cargill anymore. And I'm definitely not watching NXT.
I have nothing. I have nothing. You know, you threw me all off and we all worked up. It's 10 after 12. I got to get ready to leave to go take my car and spend more money like I did this week. We're dropping $1,500 on my damn dogs. I'm over everything. You guys, hey, enjoy your Halloween time. Go get candy, right? Kids, do your own homework. Turn it in on time. Don't steal other people's work. It won't get you nowhere in life. Okay?
Get you on the Dumb Marks podcast.
Get you on the Dumb Marks podcast. Oh, don't hit him with a bye-bye. I got nothing.
Oh, right.
Plug the show, I guess. I don't know. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next week to see what other homework assignment Chris steals from somebody else. Hit us up on all social medias. Look, he stole Taz's ring gear. This guy's unbelievable. Get him off
I thought he was JR all day.